All right. Let's see and make sure, let everybody know we're live now, finally. Apologize for the delay. Whoop. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna kind of slowly talk a little bit right now, see if people are gonna pour in. I'm substantially late on this video. I apologize for that. I don't have my normal setup as I'm out of town, and that was causing some problems with the video, hence why I'm not seen here right now. And then I was having audio issues, which at least I resolved that, so I'm able to get on here and complete this little video for you guys. So, I apologize. Without the extra screen, I'm going to have to go back to StreamYard and just kind of see what's going on here if you guys are asking me questions. So, just bear with me. But basically, I'm going to do an OTS based on OTS being over the shoulder, based on a post I did about a week ago. And I'll just go over it real quick. I've been hunting domains for a long time. Honestly, it's one of the first things that I really latched onto in SEO that got me really excited. For those of you that don't really know me, in real life, I am a collector of all sorts of things. I really like hunting for antiques, odd objects, things like that. And I've been doing it since I was a kid. So when I learned how to hunt domains, that became very exciting to me. At the time, I was hunting to build a new PBN. That was when I got my start. And the tools were a little bit different. I'm going to be using stuff like Spamzilla, Ahrefs, but Register Compass is where I got my start, and it works really well as far as the last time I used it. I want y'all to know as well, I'm not sponsored or getting paid by any of these products that I'm using. Literally just stuff that I like to use when I'm doing this kind of work. As a matter of fact, SirLinksalot really doesn't use any affiliate links on any of the stuff we do. Now, it'd be nice if some of these owners would call us and maybe, pay for our memberships or something if we were plugging them so hard. But not a must. And, we still love these products and we've been using them a long time, but we are not sponsored in any shape, way, or form by the tools that we're going to be talking about today. I've been working on this business for a long time, right? So over the years, I automated a lot of this stuff, and it's pretty rare that I get in and start hunting by myself. But every once in a while, I want something that's very specific to a specific project or specific set of projects. Maybe I'm making a private PBN. Maybe I need 301s. Maybe I'm just looking for a new domain for a new site. So what I noticed is the last time I was really doing this was maybe close to a year ago. And I noticed that a bunch of metrics changed, and the way that you want to apply these changes would be based on like historical data. So, me having done this I've been doing it, I guess, like close to 12 years now, something like that. You start to notice nuances over that time, and that's a lot of it is going to be dealing with these third-party metrics and seeing, how accurate they are and what you need to look at to know whether a domain is going to be worthwhile or not. So anyhow, I'm going to be going over all that stuff. And then I asked, what niche you guys want. Sam, I know, got first, fashion. So that's what we're going to be hunting for, is fashion-based domains. I know Sam really wanted to be here, so I'm trying to wait until he gets in, just in case. he sees some domains he wants or something. Because, like I said, this is just for educational purposes. I'm not going to be buying any of these domains or anything. So we got kind of funny in here, but anyhow, there's a lot of stuff to go over. Now, one more thing I want to talk about before we get into it. You got a lot of people. Well, I mean, you sell domains at SirLinksalot, so wouldn't this hurt your ability to, procure domains, or don't you want people buying domains instead of searching on their own? No, it doesn't matter to me, to be honest with you, and it's because I apply my perspective and how I do SEO to the business as well. And so when I'm looking for a new domain, sometimes I'm going hunting and I'm finding it there, and then I'm always checking all the prominent vendors, and that includes other vendors besides myself, to find the right domain. And I'll pay a premium if I really want the domain for a specific project and I know it's going to be worth the ROI. Or I'll go hunting and sometimes I'll get lucky and I'll find something. But the point is, when you've got your goal set and you know exactly what you need this domain for, people are going to find a lot of different ways to get that domain. I don't think teaching y'all how to hunt domains is going to affect us in any way. And once we get in here and start hunting and you see how many domains are available on any given day in such a wide range of niches and stuff, it's going to make sense to you that that would not be something that anybody would worry about. So yeah, I'm going to give these secrets away, and I hope it really helps some of your campaigns, etc. Also, remember, we help automate a lot of businesses. So those businesses that are rolling big money, because time becomes the issue, is then also why certain people need other people hunting these domains for them. So, other factors to be considered. But yeah, I think that's about it. Let's see if anybody's dropped it. No questions or anything. See a couple of viewers in. So let's just get started. All right. So Spamzilla.io is, once I started using this to hunt domains, this tool, I just liked it a little bit more. It was more modernized than Registered Compass, and that's what brought me over here. Was it's a bit more modern, easy to use, and quite honestly, over the years, it's got a lot of new bells and whistles that I have not even messed with. I haven't touched any of this stuff, and I'm not even going to lie to you and say that I have or anything. So, like these credits here, I don't even know when we put those in or what they're for, to be honest. So I'm just going to show you what I do with this. Again, we're looking at fashion-based domains. Some other tabs I'm going to have up: Ahrefs, of course. Just Google archive.org and some basics. But into here, doing fashion, let's contemplate different ways that we could go about this. You can do a wide net. Now, with something like fashion, this is going to pull out 25,000. Sort through, going through the metrics, etc. If you want to. In here, you can also see whether they're in closeouts, auctions. This is expired. This is drop catching, etc. And there's some people that are phenomenal at this, do it all programmatically. So they're catching domains all day long. But even with the amount of people doing that in the world, there's still always availability every single day to come out here and hunt. And that's as the little guy or the big guy. So pretty cool stuff here. But, if you do something like this, you can cast a wide net. What it's going to give you is domains that have fashion. Whatever you put in here, the word fashion has to be in the actual URL here. So maybe not so much for fashion, right? You're going to cast a huge, like wide net. But let's say you were into like an obscure niche of fashion. Like, let's say, I don't know, a goth shirts or something like that, right? Sorry for just, we'll go this route, but more niche down. you might actually have more success hunting this way. With something like fashion, you're going to get tons of spammy garbage domains showing up in here. You're going to be sorting through a lot. However, if you're very niche down, you'll be surprised what you could find. Here we're looking at 1900 domains. So that's cool. Let's imagine that we're in the goth niche of fashion and we're looking for something like that, that's going to work for us. So Spamzilla actually has their own score, and I've found it to be pretty intuitive. Like, it's a good way to kind of play around with whether the domain might be good or not. And then, of course, you can always do DA. You've got majestic information in here. Referring domains always being important to me. And then trust flow and citation flow are something that a lot of people don't use anymore, or they don't talk about it anymore. However, when hunting domains, this is a great thing to look at. Anything that's got like 414, 412, anything like that, those are probably pretty decent to at least take a look at. It's not always going to be great, but if you keep looking at this data, keep sorting stuff, you'll start to notice what kind of patterns are going to equal the type of value you want out of a domain. So like if you look here, we've sorted just by the CZ score, and there's not that many to sort through, right? And we're very niche down. We're in the goth niche or whatever. If we go to MozDA and sort this way, here you'll notice a huge difference between DA and what CZ thinks is valuable. So don't ever just get accustomed to using one metric. That's why oftentimes I know I rely on Ahrefs, right? Because in my opinion, it's got the best data. But a lot of times, if I'm really curious about something, I'll use more than one third-party metric to try and get the right blend, of information for whatever I'm looking for. So let's take this a step further. This one keeps popping up top. It's pending delete, so it's not quite available yet, but we can take a peek at it. Go to Ahrefs, toss it in here. All right, so we know it's not very strong, right? However, depending on the niche and what you need this domain for, 57 quality referring domains could stand to be a decent PBN to move you up. And sometimes that might be the ticker to getting you up over a hump. Zero information here means it's, probably not indexed right now, and it'll take a little bit of work to get it up there. Expired domains are just, they're good, but they can take a little bit of extra work. And if somebody spammed them out previously, just expect that little bit of extra work to take as long as it needs. I remember buying a very spammed out but very valuable domain years ago that took nearly a year to get back into index. And all I did was put a new build on it and then submit it, things like that. But yeah, a year is what it took. Now, it was incredibly spammed out, but with a lot of these, you'll find they've been sitting there, expired for a long period of time. As soon as you put a new build on it, or even just put it on a parking page, it'll get indexed pretty quickly. So let's get in here and actually look at what I'm looking for when I throw something in Ahrefs. So obviously, I'm looking at the overview. It's not very strong. We already talked about that, but let's see what these A anchors point at. We know it's Uber Goth. That's an awesome name if you're in, looking for a 301 or something like that too. Interesting. Bird care tips. I mean, you've got a pretty obscure set of anchors here that all look pretty natural, because you're not seeing a bunch of exact match goth fashion here, blah, 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 right? So this is indicative of something that's actually pretty natural. Not a lot of spam or anything going on here. Let's see what referring domains we have and everything's, going to be worth anything. Now, here's where we start to see a lot of the usual spam. And some of the stuff that I've been seeing lately, all of it has a good amount of this attached to it. As I'm hunting domains, this is just real common stuff. Now, it's not bad, but overall, if you're just getting a bunch of these kind of directory kind of links, it's not gonna add too much value overall. Now it can if you're building a PBN or something like that, but that's not really what we're hunting for right now. So let's go to backlinks. So like the top ones that pop up here might be of value. To me, it looks like maybe it's got like one decent link right here. And of course, this takes a lot of time, right? So remember what we were talking about earlier about people not wanting to see. So this is like not a very good link either. All right. So I don't like Ubergoth. I don't think that's a very solid domain there. Let's see if anybody's asking more specifics. If you guys want me to get more specific with whatever I'm searching here, I can look for whatever domains, but they have to be in the fashion niches. That's what I promised. So let's go by like referring domains here, majestic referring domains. It's got some age to it. Probably spammed out, but we can always check it. Yeah. All right. So let's just call this a bust, right? That's what happens when you're doing a basic keyword search here. Chances of finding that prize domain that you're really looking for, you're kind of shooting at too wide a range to find something. So let's go to the advanced settings, and this is where we're going to really manipulate things and start getting the types of domains that we want. I'm going to deselect all this stuff. I'm going to allow for any of this stuff here. Majestic, again, I like citation flow and flow. I'm not going to put a max on them. I'm not going to cap them out. I'm going to just put like 4 and 4. I'm going to try and cast a pretty wide net. Now, a lot of people, and I've done this in the past, or I've shown them in the past, a lot of people ask me, like, they're like, hey, well, what are the best metrics to put in here? What's the best stuff to fill in? No, that's not the answer. The answer is you get a membership to Spamzilla and you start tweaking all this stuff and figure out what works for you and what you're looking for. If you need a really high-end domain, you put the DA higher and you start looking that way, but you're going to have less domains to be analyzing, right? So just to do a casting of a wide net in the hopes that I can find you guys a domain and, fulfill this prophecy here of hunting quality domains, we're going to do citation flow, trust flow at 4 with no cap on it. Let's say domains will do at least 10. Again, casting a wide net. I know a lot of you are like, what do you want that for? Well, let's also say that some of these don't have the best metrics. I don't want to connect to Ahrefs right now, but you can. It's just with the credits issue. If you're hunting a bunch of domains, this racks up pretty stinking quick. So I prefer, since I like to manually comb my Ahrefs data, to hunt with Majestic, Moz, SEMrush I don't really mess with because I haven't messed with it in a long time. You can do, if you're just looking for age domain or indexed, you'll use this here. Currently, I'm not messing with that. I've been kind of enjoying hunting for expireds lately. But again, I've got time to let them sit, right? Before I get a PBN and start using it, I'm going to let it sit as a, quote, site for several months before I start using it. So it's going to resonate like a normal site too. All of that stuff's going to factor in. For Spamzilla, the SZ score, I'm not sure how accurate it is. So let's just give it something so that it's eliminating some of what it considers spam, right? DA, same thing, but we'll go a bit higher. Let's go like an 8. And then this is very valuable to use. So here you can search for keywords that are inside of your anchor text, right? You can do max 20, separated by a comma. So in all of the anchors, this will be crawled. That's a good way to find some very niche specific stuff. Include domains. So this would be where you can go to Google. You can say goth fashion. Because maybe, like me, I don't know anything about this. Who's killing the game right now? Okay, we got killstar.com, Disturbia.us. Let's do killstar.com. Disturb.us. Seeing that domain in there makes me wonder how competitive all this stuff is. I'm not going to throw Wikipedia in there, although it's not, you can just, I used to do this, and I mean, this is a fun little hack. You can get Wikipedia links just by putting Wikipedia in here every day and seeing what's dropped. Easy way to get Wikipedia links. They're just, it's surprisingly not hard to get them, but they're not often all that powerful, though, getting your Wikipedia link and add value in a lot of different ways. So let's get one more. Vampirefreaks.com. Okay. I'm not going to mess with anything else, and then you can exclude domains, of course, as well. Number of links, yada, yada. But I'm just looking for anything that's got a link from these three that matches any of these metrics, and that's why I'm doing a wide net, because I'm bringing it down substantially here. I don't know how big these sites are, but it takes quite a big site to provide you with a lot of broken links going to expired domains, age domains, or available domains. So let's apply the filter. Dang it. Nothing. All right. Let's go. What was it? What about like Hot Topic, right? They do that kind of stuff, don't they? That should be a pretty hottopic.com. Oh, man. Have we got any ideas? Oh, here we go. Yeah, the low TFCF ratio can give you a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, as I'm hunting here right now for goth fashion, it's not really working out for me. Maybe I got too niche down. All right, so let's just talk about like something a bit broader, so I can not be too boring on the stream. Women's belts. Something along those lines. Who's coming up here? Amazon, of course. Here, fashion blogs. Instead of since we're looking at products, I'm making the mistake of looking up product-based SERPs, and that's going to be hard to get links on because there's not a lot of informational content that's going to be linking to broken links, right? Which is essentially what you're crawling with Spamzilla. So let's say fashion blogs goth. Okay, this is what I should have done from the get-go, and I apologize, but see, I'm doing this over the shoulder with a completely new niche, so I'm literally just doing it as I would be sitting here doing it any other day. If you find this boring, you're probably not going to like hunting domains because this is what it is. All right. I'm going to try one more. Let's see what we got. All right, I hate it here. Let's cast an even wider net. Fashion blogs. Unfancy.com. It's casualblog.com. Let me see. It's casualblog.com. And of course, I mean, you can do something like Vogue.com, right? That's what it would be, I'm guessing. GQ. And now, though, we're casting a real wide net here. So I guess that's fine. Let's just go back to fashion. Not very much showed up, but at a glance and looking at these metrics, there might be some bangers in here. So let's have a look. This one is in name silo auctions, denim refinery. Obviously, a good if you're in the jeans niche or something like that. This would be a good fashion thing. But also, don't ever forget that Google's umbrella for niche topics is a bit different than how you perceive it. Denim refinery can be used, really, in my opinion, for any kind of fashion blog. You could utilize this in a lot of ways. It's not just about blue jeans. Though, if you want to get very niche specific, this could be an amazing domain for that. Let's come in here. First off, we'll do something else that we haven't done yet. You can always cite colon and get an idea if we're indexed in here. Whoop. And we are. So that's always nice because it's a great starting point to just be able to start off. Something I didn't see here is how much they want for it. Sometimes that'll keep me from looking at it. So you're looking at a $2,500 price point, right? However, very brandable domain. If these 30 referring domains are really good, I don't know. That's a steep price for that kind of power. However, a lot of it has to do with your vision and what you want for that vision. So if I'm a blue jeans guy, I really like this brand name. Maybe I haven't chosen it yet, or I want to start some sort of website about blue jeans, pre coming up with my business, etc. I might consider this. DR22, solid start here. Anchors, let's see what we got. A lot of branded, random. Yes, all gene related, very, very niche specific anchors. Let's look at our domains. All right, see, this is quality. New York Times, Hollywood Reporter, Elle, Bustle, Pop Sugar. You talk about glamour, allure. You talk about a fashion website, right? These links right here, this kind of stuff right here, if you are to go buy it, like say you do outreach with SirLinksalot PR, each of these links, even just 2 of these links is going to cost over what this domain asking price is right now. So that's why I tell you, you really have to be curious about what's out there and understand what you're looking at in order to find value. In here, you can go check the anchors, etc., but I know I don't really have to right now with this domain. Check the backlinks, and you'll just kind of see what you've got going on here. Ranking for keywords, lots of stuff. So right out of the gate, I'm in love with this thing if I'm a blue jeans fashion guy. Some other stuff that I think is really cool to look at here are, let's consider pages best by links. If we're hunting for like a PBN or something like that, we want most of our stuff going to the homepage, right? So, good amount of everything going to the homepage here. You got some inner pages. And then a lot of this stuff, is probably some sort of product site, which we'll go check here in a second. For a lot of this extra stuff with not too much going to it, fine. Let's say I don't want to build any of this stuff out. Use a 404 plugin, 301 all this stuff to a relevant page or something like that. For some of these that are a little bit more powerful, boom, build them out or come up with a URL that somewhat fits this, and then 301 it direct, right, to whatever you want it to go to. As it stands, expensive domain. But again, if this is the niche you're looking for, if this is what you want, to me, $2,500 for the right project. I've spent way more on a domain for the right project than that. I've spent upward of $15,000 for one domain before. Was it incredibly powerful? It is decently powerful. I've gotten more powerful sites at a cheaper, way cheaper rate, but it had everything I was looking for said project, right? So I'm willing to pay up because I know what I need to use this for. And if my goal set is proper, then my ROI for this project is going to be correct as well. So let's take it a step further. And then let's go into Wayback Machine and just see what kind of site it was, what it's been over the years, what have people been doing to it. A lot of times, you'll find these older domains where real business is back here, and then right here, there are spam sites. I'm going to guess that there's not really any spam going on here because the anchor profile and everything is so clean. Anchor profile, link profile, etc. So let's see what we got here. Just on a parking page. Always nice, in my opinion. Just sitting, sitting, sitting. Let's go further back. There we go. We got a website. And what do you know? It's a denim website. Used to be an actual business. So as far as I can tell, and I mean, you can go through as many of these as you want, but I've been doing this a long time. This is a very valuable domain. Again, we found it. It's expensive. It's not expired, but it's a valuable domain to the right person. Okay, so we found one good one there. Pretty happy about that there. Let's go. Oh, sorry, I should have seen this first. We ended up going down this rabbit hole. Of course, when you cast a wider net, and that's where I should have started, you're bound to get, more hits. However, I'm going through this the same way that I would personally go through it if I'm exploring a new niche. And in doing so, you're going to find that as you're utilizing a lot of these tools, it's about the exploration of the tool. You're going to find dead ends. Then you're going to go back and you go, well, what do I need to alter to find what it is I'm looking for? I can spend hours on end looking for the right domain. I mean, if I'm really motivated, I can, and back when this was my entire business model, I could spend 10 hours a day hunting and procuring domains. That gets really expensive really fast, though, is the thing. So we got an age domain, right? Out of that. That's cool. Let's see what else we got here, just slightly under. Now, everything as far as referring domains under that doesn't seem too amazing. However, these are all expired domains. So you're going to be, you're not going to be looking at more than like $10 typically to purchase one of these. So while 21 referring domains from Majestic is not very much, Ahrefs might show quite a few more since their crawlability is better. But also, you'd be surprised what 21 really good niche down referring domains can do for like a PBN passing juice, or specifically something that I like hunting for is 301s to local websites where you're looking for local relevance, which if you haven't noticed in local SERPs is getting way more important. So a little hack is to look for geographic areas the same way that I'm hunting for fashion domains here, and then go procure some. Now, sometimes you're only going to find like 5 referring domains to one of these sites, but if that's a really small locale, then that might be all you need to really get a top spot. I've seen websites with like 20 referring domains, and maybe 2 of them are just that specific to the geographic area, along with URL relevance, that beat out huge domains in small local niches. So don't ever underestimate the value that high quality referring domains can add to your campaign, even if they're not too high up there in referring domains. But let's check out what we got here, because the metrics seem like they're probably okay. We can check, but it's expired on Spamzilla, so very low chance. See, but this is what it looks like when it's not indexed. Fear not, just know it's going to be extra work to get it up and get it usable. Some people are cool with 301ing expired domains to assets that already rank in the SERPs. I don't advise doing that. I don't like it, and back in the day, you could get away with it better, but I have not seen anybody really not dealing with hair pulling volatility trying this out lately. So if I am going to 301, I like to get it back to index. I like to build a little mock-up site, really just like a PBN. You can go to SirLinksalot. This is what I do, and I just build a PBN with extra pages. I make sure that the old strong inner pages are rebuilt. And that's a good way, to get the site going, get it indexed, get that old crawlability useful again before you 301 to that asset that you don't want volatility on. If you're already ranking, or if you're getting close to ranking, you don't want to start throwing everything out of whack because you're too impatient to wait a couple months to get something indexed, right? So anyhow, that's my end of the spiel there. So let's come in here, see what we got. See, 33 referring domains as opposed to 21. Low DR, however, this is what I was talking about earlier. I was looking through some domains like this, and I was hunting them for local relevance. And I came to find that I purchased like 10 domains to build them out for a little experiment in that region. But this is what I was hunting for. Very relevant domains that were cheap with local relevance. That's what I was looking for at the time. You can pick whatever you're looking for, but these domains can be valuable if you kind of know what you're doing. They're not the best 301s, but maybe for like a local site that just needs a little local relevance, you'd be surprised what something like this can do. So again, let's start with the anchors. All right, it was somebody's name. Good. Like this isn't the greatest, it was whatever. I mean, this is all excellent anchors, all branded, referring domains. Let's see what we got. I don't know. Okay, so here's a good. Oh, look, unfancy. That's the one we were looking for. So these two, in and of themselves, those are good ones. I don't know about these. Hello, fashion. I like seeing fashion in a lot of the URLs. And you're going, oh, well, they're not up top. Who cares, man? Like 59 DR. You've got keywords going. Look at this bad boy right here. Extra petite, 42,000 keywords. If you look at this stuff, this is painting a great picture. You see what I'm talking about? If you're just coming here to the overview, you're going to go look at this and you're going to say, oh, that's a piece of garbage. People do this all the time. This is not a piece of garbage. I'm already telling you. Between this and this, depending on what project you're looking for, see issues. I mean, come on. This is fashion right here. That's a great domain. You could even become a new, persona. Maybe you're a leb enit or something like that. I don't know. But then you look at these. One thing we might need to worry about is when you see names like this, always look and see if they're blog comments. Now, they are, at least this one is, but let's read it. I haven't planned out where for Halloween, but thanks for the inspo. Okay. Are there like a million comments? No. It looks like this is actually, the webmaster is not letting random posts come up. It's closed off 2016. Decent comment. You got a link here. Is this a fashion blog? Remember, while majority of the internet is AI garbage spam, out there now, this is how people used to do things. Web 2.0s used to be valuable, and they still can be, but not like they used to be. This is a good link. Just because it's a blog comment, I mean, yeah, no. Is it the most powerful link? No. But does it add niche relevance? Absolutely. Would I toss this away? No. Let's see something else. Okay, you can see, maybe this one is contextual, that a lot of these are probably going to be blog comments. Boom, here we go. But again, on a fashion blog, this one's got more blog comments, but I would still call this fine. Here we go. What was this one? L. Let's just look for L. Everything I think was. Oh, because it's comments. All right, so let's go back. I'm pretty sure almost all of this is comments now. Again, though, while I wouldn't use this for like a 301 or anything like that, would I consider buying this if I wanted it for like a PBN, or if I liked the URL, could I start off this and just utilize these links? Like, is there any value here? Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think this thing has been spammed out either. I think it was just Al Banay herself, maybe, that learned about blog commenting and started doing it. I mean, that's what it looks like. And it doesn't look like these are spam sites you get on Fiverr or anything. If this is what blog comments on Fiverr look like, please send me that person. I will buy from them. Okay, because getting these blog comments sucks. You have to send out like 50 different blog comments, and then the webmaster might approve of a handful if you're lucky over the next couple weeks, month. But you can't really expect too much out of it. So I mean, and this much niche down stuff is still valuable. Let's go ahead. I guess I close down and go to archive.org just to get a little bit more insight. I always start up here. That's where you're more likely to see whether it's been spammed or used as a PBN or any number of things like that. And that can give you indication of how long you'd have to wait. Okay, so this is a good sign, parking page. How long you'd have to wait to maybe get it indexed. Like I said, if the domain was a PBN before and it's de-indexed, you're probably going to be waiting a while. But if it's been sitting on a parking page for a while, or off a parking page for a while or something like that, you'd be surprised how quick you can get some of this stuff back up and indexed. Yeah, pretty quick, to be honest with you, and then it's usable. All right, so here we go. Look at this. My guess is it's going to be a fashion blog. Here it is. Fashion blog. She worked hard at it too. This was a legitimate business. Okay. So, is this a valuable domain? Let's put it this way. Okay. If you're on the fence, you're like, dude, Nick, that's a piece of crap domain. Like, it doesn't have any strong value. Well, I'd argue with you on that because I've used domains like this to just wiggle up past a competitor for very competitive SERPs. So nuance can play a very key role in aggressively taking over markets, if I'm being honest, but it's very nuanced. And if you've been sitting here with me for the last hour, you see it's kind of complex, like you're just running through the motions, experimenting with stuff. But let's take this and let's go see. I mean, do I want to buy this? Is it something I'd consider for, and you can go to cheaper places than this, $12 a year? Yeah. Could this be a decent BN? Yes. Could I even start off this website and I've just got at least a little bit of fashion exposure starting off? I consider it pillows or something. At $11, that's cheaper than my Pillow Links pack. And I'll be honest, getting these kind of blog comments is not reasonable. Otherwise, I'd be selling that package. It is not something that is easily done. And if you've gone out and hunted for location-based or niche-specific blog comments, you'll know this as well. So there you go. I don't think I'm going to go too much further here. I'll go back and answer questions and stuff. But overall, I've shown you kind of how Spamzilla works in conjunction with all this other stuff. This is for very niche specific stuff, but you're not going to catch too much. Learning how to manipulate everything in here, this is your friend. And learning how to really have fun with it is how you're going to find recipes that really work for you. I've shown you how to cast a wide net. That's what excited me early on, was casting a real wide net, because then you're exploring through stuff. So it's like rummaging through junk, trying to find the good stuff, or mining for anything for that matter. So yeah, let's see if there's any questions. But outside of that, I think that's pretty decent examples that should help get a lot of y'all started in hunting domains. Whew. All right, let's see what we got here. What are your thoughts on Google's diversity update for local search? Let's just say that local, since like I guess December, has been agitating me with the newer sites. And I've been seeing all sorts of volatility, but I cannot place my finger on it. And I've been putting my head together with other, industry leaders that analyze this kind of stuff. And I mean, there's no real consensus to the local SERPs other than I see location-based backlinks or geographic-based backlinks, like when it comes down to the information or, at the URL level, playing a way bigger role. And so let's just say that part of what I came up with this video for was because I was hunting domains for a location-based project, right? And if you looked at the last domain that I went through, I purchased a lot of domains at about that power level for the same price, and they are currently built out as PBNs and sitting and waiting for as long as it takes to be indexed so that I can use them as kind of like a little 301 experiment. I can't really say too much more than that. Past that, it gets a little experimental, but this is a good place to be looking if you want to gain an advantage in the SERPs right now. To me, the one key element that I've been looking at, and I mean, this is pretty recent since I was looking at this project, is that geographic data, geographic backlink data. Hey, Artemis, thanks for showing up. Artemis is going to be doing so many shows and videos for you guys here pretty soon. I am so excited. If you haven't seen her stuff, she's been around for a long time doing a lot of cool stuff. She's a digital nomad that is now here as our senior brand ambassador at SirLinksalot. So super excited to have her. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming out there as well. Whoa, look at that. Eric did it. Looked up a client city and found fantastic domain with 3 local backlinks. And you see there, those local backlinks are a pain in the ass to get. Or if you're doing outreach, imagine what you might have to pay to get one of those links. That's another thing you got to consider when you're hunting domains, right? What are these valued at if I got to buy them new? Well, I'll tell you what, since PR, and that's another thing that's gotten incredibly important, since PR has become more important, those few little localized links are going to add up a lot of value. So, Eric, keep us posted on what you do with that thing. And just maybe let us know. I like seeing what you guys are doing with this stuff. And thanks for saying that, because I always worry that maybe I ramble too much because I don't know. I'm not very concise with some of these videos. I like to just kind of explore and let you guys see what I'm actually doing. Nothing is planned out or anything, right? So, yeah, cool. All right. So you're going to use it as a 301 redirect. That's awesome, man. Really excited to see what you do. Again, my advice would be let it sit on a built out domain for a little while. But two, if you're getting started with like a brand new project and you're going to be building backlinks, new content, all that stuff, sometimes I'll just skip that and I'll just 301 it immediately and get started. Maybe I'll tie it in with a press release stating that so-and-so company bought so-and-so company and is getting started again or something like that, just to get kickstart of the backlinking and some more information in there. And then, of course, sometimes you can get more localized news sources with those press releases as well. So that's pretty cool too. But yeah, I think that's it. All right, Sam, man, I'm happy you made it. You can probably skip out a little bit of the beginning, but we did find some cool fashion domains. Everything is about fashion. So thanks for getting in there, asking that that's what you wanted. You'll be able to go back and forth in this video. And yeah, I hope you guys learned some tidbits that are really going to help you out. If there's any more questions, feel free to ask me. An SEO roundtable where you can always find me. Or info@sirlinksalot.co if you have any specific product information, questions, or anything like that, right? But yeah, I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a happy weekend and see you again soon. Also, for those of you coming to Vietnam Mastery Summit, we've got some sick swag to get away. I know that I showed you guys the death metal t-shirt, but there are multiple t-shirts and multiple cool things associated with that are coming out. So get at me if you are coming to Vietnam SEO Mastery Summit 2025.